Okay, so um, it has come to my attention, and I have to document exactly how much and what they destroyed. Uh, I don't know who it was, but as you can see, this is the stuff that my mom creates. This is actually her. This is actually her profile. There's supposed to be a thing where data controls. There's like a something I don't know. Right. So these are all the images or whatever. I don't know if there was a problem with the. I don't know if there was a problem with the data. I don't know. Let me see. None of the GB is used or whatever, but there's supposed to be a way that you can go back and see if anything was deleted. So I already double checked this a long time ago when projects are created and they are filed over here in project files. Like all of these files have been filed over here. Um, when they delete files, they don't delete project files ever. But like the software engineering file is completely empty. Illustrations of Enforced Madness, a book I wrote, Systematic Corruption, Humiliation Ritual. All of these books, I wrote an entire book for the Adderite Tree of Rebirth, and I am about to go there now. Entire stories. These people hacked into the computer and they deleted. So these are the books: the Attic Right Poems, Book of Hell, the Attic Right Poem. These are all books that I have written, books, children's stories that I'm actually about to start working on to get published. And as soon as I started working on them, I knew something was wrong. And I actually just came here the other day and I looked at the Tree of Rebirth and all of the information was still there. Let me see if, yeah, like all of this information is still here. But I realized something was wrong because it's like here. Uh, this poem was at the beginning of the book, so I kind of realized that all of the this is how I write this is how I write my books. I go through and I write all the stories. So the Book of Hell is actually around 800 pages. um, maybe more. But once you go to the actual book of hell itself, uh, they don't exist. Um, let me see. It is that is the black sheep sacrifice. This is the book of witnesses. Constance. These are children's books. So if you go to the Attic Right Book of Hell, and it'll Attic Right Book of Hell, Volume 10. There's nothing in the chat, and then you go to prayers. There's nothing in there either, and then you go to Trill Reverse to you can go. This is Thornella. I don't know if Thornella is here. I wrote the poems for it, and it was supposed to be in there, and I was supposed to get back to it. The Bleeding Right is a book that's literally already done. It's volume 2. It's actually already done. So as of today, I discovered that all of those stories are now missing. The history behind them, the context behind all of the characters, everything has been deleted. All I have is what's already written in the books due to the fact that they destroyed property that, again, was not theirs by hacking in. I was working on publishing my books, and I'm pretty sure most of this went missing recently just out of spite. I wouldn't delete my own stories. These were a lot of stories. It was a lot of time and a lot of history put into these books. Um, it was a lot of just writing and writing and writing off the top of my head, writing, researching, and creating a lot. And they actually hacked in and they destroyed all of it. And I'm having to listen to the V2K and the agents admit that they hacked into the system and they destroyed all of it. But when I write books, like this has to load. This is an entire poetry book. And it's still going. I think this one is probably 300 to 400 pages long. I think this is the Bleeding Right. And as soon as I decided to start getting my poetry and everything published, all I noticed is I went back. I wanted to see the Book of Hell. I wanted to look at it, see if the poems were still there. And it turns out there's no chats at all. So ChatGPT, and I'm gonna research this again. No, under normal circumstances, ChatGPT does not automatically delete your projects, including their chat files instructions. You may be signed into a different account, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. Right? It cannot be undone. And yeah, this is the thing that's been happening that shows you that they're hacking in, because it's also happening on my laptop as well, where it's like I have to press stop answering because they are hacking into the system. So it's not just this desktop problem. It's a problem, the same problem on my laptop, where they hacked into the system. Right. So, and here's the thing: the Abbot of Moramon, Realm One, the Living Tribunal. This shows that the book existed. This is what I wrote about. Cretiel is the person that's walking us through the book. I already found pieces going back a little. There's a bit of good news here that I didn't have from your first message. Right. So what happened if I didn't delete the project? Right. It doesn't simply expire and delete itself. OpenAI's current retention documentation says chats retained until you delete them. So someone had to willfully go in and delete entire books out of this system. There's no great motive for me to delete my own books, even if I do have it's already written uh, and the pages are still going. I think pages and pages of books and stories and stories and stories. There's no real reason for me to delete my own book. Um, but the thing is, with these people, you're dealing with Satanists. You're dealing with sadists. They, again, these people are the United States. It's the United States government. It's military. It's DHS. It's CIA. It's FBI. They are cowards who steal joy for absolutely no reason. So ChatGPT is saying there's no reason that ChatGPT will automatically delete anything. Um, Someone would have to physically go in there. The only people that utilizes this version of ChatGPT is myself and my mom, and she doesn't bother my products whatsoever. Uh, this is what she does, and I tend to keep my chats far from her chat, so none of these are mine, all of these are hers, and I kind of leave them there. And I should have known something was up when I wrote about a shadow character. I was creating a new character, and I was like, where did this chat go? And it disappeared 2 days ago, so I'm assuming this happened recently. Where I was about to, where my next step is publishing my books, and I today is Sunday, the 16th, 2:33 in the morning. And I wrote this on Thursday, but I didn't realize it's not that they deleted a whole character. They deleted entire books. They deleted entire projects. And like the book of scapegoats, it's already written. Um, Actually, no, it was the black sheep sacrifice. That's already written, and there's no, there's let me see, there's nowhere to find it whatsoever. Here, all that's left is the final analysis opinions, and that's it. This is the only file out of the entire context of the book that is there, and then we have the book of witnesses. This was one of the longer books, yeah. So there is little to no information here as well. All right. So again, this is what happens when. But I've been documenting me writing my books, posting my poetries, putting everything together. I'm glad that when I write, I immediately kind of copy and paste and put everything on the side. The problem is, um, I utilize ChatGPT for its memory, and obviously in this video, you can see that there's more than enough space within the account. I think 20 gigabytes, there's more than enough space. We only used out of that 20 gigabytes, only 516. If the books were still there, it would probably be like 1,000 MB, not, or probably 1 gig out of 20. Who knows? Um, but yeah, they hacked in and they deleted the information with my books. Like I said, again, this is the United States constantly harassing me. This is the FBI, CIA. This is sheriff, local police. These are the Freemasons constantly hacking into my system and destroying my property, destroying things that do not belong to them. And some of actually, I want to see, uh, Rebirth was copyrighted. Um, the Book of Cleaning was not copyrighted. The Book of Witnesses was copyrighted. Um, Chaotic Good wasn't copyrighted, and Scorched Earth. I think they even deleted Scorched Earth. Yep, they deleted my Scorched Earth poetry book. That is literally one of my favorites. It's already finished, but it is literally one of my favorite books that I have created. Um, thank God I'm intellectual and I literally save everything that I write. Uh, but yeah, they hacked into the system and they destroyed the history of my books and where they were written, and the history and the reasoning behind some of the stories. They destroyed a lot of it. So that's that. The FBI and the government can hack into your system and destroy everything that you work for.